Alright, welcome back everybody. You know what I'm saying? Another day doing this. I've been doing this for 128. Today is 129, I think. Yes, sir. This has been going like crazy though. Like, I don't know why for some reason. Sometimes like this 1.2k, 1.5k. Like, I even went on YouTube and my own video got recommended. How crazy is that? Like, on the feed, on the main feed, then boom, it's just appeared out of nowhere. Insane. I mean, just insane the fact that I get my own video on my feed. But you know, so today what I have to do, let me just get a oh, I think this is up to date, but you know, just have to make sure. So what do I want to do? Let me just uh, update my plugins. Alright. So it turns out that I can do something like this. I can create an, let's say, an algorithm array of like 4 array of abstract class type algorithm. So it turns out I can't. What if I want to create a vector of type algorithm? Oh, vector. Okay, then. Alright. I can do this. I'm doing a vector, I guess. Alright. Whoa. Algorithm, and this is just gonna be algorithms. Alright, so it turns out that I can vector pushback, which, as you see in the link, needs an iterator to indicate the position where you want to insert the element. It makes sense. So my vector was it also this is a vector variable definition. By doing later, you run into most vector imports broke. Alright, pushback. So if I decided to come up here and do this is where this happens. It does not happen. Okay. So then I could say vectors or algorithms that push back. I don't know, like Bubbleshort, for example. Pushback. No matching member function will push back. X. What the hell? Oh, maybe that's because I need to. It's a pointer, and that's not what I want. But probably I could do it here. No matching member function called pushback. Why not, man? Okay. Could it be a type of like this? So this is a thing. This is a thing. And then I could say cout test. Then I could say, I don't know, algorithms 0 dot get name, and then test Bubbleshort. Alright, we got it though. Great. So then I'm gonna go up here and then put it in here. And I know that I just have to do this shit. Then I have to do selection short, pushback. Alright, and then I want to do this. Size of algorithms, vector. This is, whoa. Algorithms, that sucks. Alright. What algorithm is this? Is this Bubbleshort? It does look like Bubbleshort. What do I not have? A insertion short. Well, insertion short. Which equals only pointer. And then I have to do insertion. Whoa, whoa, that was way too much. Insertion short. Insertion. No variable overload. Excuse me? Okay, because this has just been passed as... Okay, we're back. So now this is done, then insertion short, alright. Then it should be 3. Okay, and then I can go do bubble short, bubble short. Okay, and then I do, okay, so this should be selection. Let's just do insertion short. Step. Insertion short. Okay, I for sure have to find ways to make this faster, because this is the fastest it can go for sure. Like, it doesn't matter how much I improve this, it is not improving. Like, it is just the speed that it goes to. You know, which takes a considerable amount of time, which I'm not willing to spend doing this thing. I know that my... You know, if I set it to like 300, it'd be way faster, you know. Alright. So, you know, that's how it goes. And then I have to do... While running. So I want my algorithms, right? That's what I want. So it could probably be something like, okay, you know, while running, sure. Then I could have something down here, which is like, sorry, while size, well, algorithms that size is different than 0, or it's actually bigger than 0, then, you know, I go and I do this, and then I just have fine sort of counter and all that. So what I'm thinking, oh, sorry about that, is a loop that sort of manages all the different algorithms. You know what I mean? Or at least that's what I want to get, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Also, I gotta look into ways, I just said it, but ways of making this faster. I thought about doing some threading, you know what I mean? But, you know, it turns out SDO does not really like the idea of SDO, sorry, render present. You know, it is only allowed to use it from the main thread. Input thing? What about input thing? Sorry, keyboard, yes. But this is get keyboard state. SDL get keyboard state. It. Oh my god. There we go. Oh, it is safe to call this function from any thread. Damn. Okay, what about pull event? SDL Well, event. This will probably only be from the main thread. I want the SDL3 version. On the main thread, fuck you. Fuck you. You know what I mean? If event type. What happens if I get rid of this? Then this wouldn't happen. That's for sure. But the thing that's gonna happen is that I'm gonna have, whoa, where's the other pen? I get up. Look, it doesn't work. You know. What do I have there written here? Out of here, man. So, you know, this is how it be. Sorry. Also pause state, which kind of sucks because SDL threading. Multi-threaded programming. Okay, so I don't have to call SDL video events functions in separate threads. Do not use any library functions in separate threads. What? Don't perform any memory management in separate threads. Log global variables which may be accessed by multiple threads. Makes sense. Never terminate threads, always set a flag and wait for them to quit. Think very carefully about all possible ways your code may interact. Makes sense. How about this? Create a thread. It just creates a thread. Execution on that thread. All of its parents, global memories, single formulas, all the scriptures, and runs the function pointing data. So it just executes a function, and then you can pass data to the function. The thread quits when the function returns. Alright. So maybe this could be a separate thread. This. I'm not too sure about that since I do. So in here I do assign a new element, but yet assign new element, I just update the value column. But in this one I never do render. So what about SDL render fill rect? So it can tell me that I cannot do it on the main thread. Fuck. Okay, so that is out of the picture. That is out of the picture as well. Yeah, then what can I do with this? Like, there's nothing I can do with this thing, yeah? What are you talking about? What's the purpose of having multi-threaded on SDL? Did I just close it? I did. Thread ID. Alright. Thread ID. Alright, this is not what I wanted though. I wanted to have some sort of loop that I'm able to do. So let's just do a, I don't know, void. Well, not void. Void. Let's just got it. Algorithm state manager. Alright. Should probably add another field to this, which would be a full finished or something like that. You know. Sorry about that. You know, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to do this. So that once this is done, you know, if index is -2, and it means you've completed it. But I guess I can just, well, I guess this would be more visual since you sit in the main loop, but let's just say enter is sorted. And sure, maybe if I want better performance, you know, I could use arrays instead of vectors, but that's not what I want. I mean, vectors have made my life so much easier because, you know, I can. Anyways, I don't care. I have to use vectors. I don't think the reason this is so slow it's because of vectors. What's going on? Why are you complaining about this? Algorithm state manager. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Return 0. So you just stop complaining. But this would be like, I don't know, insertion short. Completed. On. it is protected. So I have to do, you know, the typical bool get finished, which is a const, and your return finish. Alright. Finished. This is a bool. You finished. And then this is finished equals what the hell just happened? New finished. Okay. Set finished to true. Alright. Actually, now that I just realized, somebody left a comment on one of the videos. Let me do this one. No, it wasn't this one. It was. Well, which one was it? It was a tip on how to do something. On a change. Oh, here. Quick tip on stop equals. And I want you to say. Okay, let me just get this one. You know, these people leave tips on my videos. The least that I can do is just actually implement them. Stop. So he said that I should do quick tip on min. Stop equals. You know, this just makes so much more sense. Stop equals false. Alright. Let's just make sure this works, you know what I'm saying? Alright, it works. Perfectly fine. Alright. Thanks for that, Puff Chambi. Shout out to you. Boom. Wait, what is this? Is it WoW? It is WoW. You know, I've never played WoW in my life. The only MMO I've played is Star Wars The Old Republic. Probably one of the best games ever. This is so good. You know what I mean? Alright, back to what actually matters. 17 minutes already. Crazy stuff. Alright, so I have to do something out here. Which would be like, while algorithms dot get size is bigger than 0, then I have to do this thing, right? Which is like, okay, you know, I guess I could call the loop from this one, meaning that the loop just gets an algorithm, and then you just do this, right? Like that would be the logical thing to do, you know? But that would be kind of different now. I don't know. Anyways, while algorithm size is 0, I have to check. Okay, I also have to declare an int, a index which starts at 0. You know what I mean? And then the logical thing would be to do, okay, then what do I want to do? It's like, fine, you know, I want to do this. Should I also do like a loop for each one of them? Where, you know, this is implemented, or maybe it shouldn't be. Because the short step is different for everybody, but there's not like a unique function, you know, in here. So I guess I could kind of put this inside of the algorithm class, and then I could just do maybe like, you know, algorithms index, you know, dot do something, you know. This is the idea. Actually, let me see if I can do it. You know. Okay, that was probably not what I wanted to do. Okay, so now I'm gonna. I don't know what this was. I should actually start doing. Using a smaller font size. Except this is still within the Clash things. I don't know at what point. Oh, there will be manipulation functions. Right here. Alright, use of handle keyboard, use of all this, use of all that. Alright, then come here and I'm gonna say boom, 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 boom. But then I should obviously have something like a vector. You do not have a vector. Makes sense. You don't have to initialize the array. Well, do you have to initialize the array? I guess you do though. Well, I guess you shouldn't. I guess I could just say vector. I guess I could go and say on this thing, I could do, okay, you know, I'm gonna initialize my array. Ah, shit. Alright, actually, let me grab it from here. Boom. Window render, and all this should follow with pass them as arguments, you know, that would be a reasonable thing to do. STL window. Window. STL run error render. Actually, Google. How do I say it?
Renderer. Renderer. Renderer.
There's no way I'm saying that correctly. Alright, and then I need a last frame time. Not cool at all, dude. Not cool at all. Initialized array. I guess I could do something like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, no idea. This is crazy. And then I could do something like this. I guess I have to. This is out. This is out. But I do it. You're now part of the algorithm class. Use a funny clear identifier handle keyboard. Use a funny clear identifier. Is this something like, could I do this? Get name. I can do this. I can do this short step. And I should have my vector as well. That makes sense. So probably in here I should pass a vector of array member. Or vector. It's not mentioned in declarations. You know, that's a great thing to point out. And I have my array member. Or vector. One thing less to worry about. Right, then I guess I could also pass a uint 32 last frame time. You know what I mean? Let me actually do this. Alright. Use, guess I have to include keyboard in here, right? That way I can just get it out of the picture. Header keyboard.hpp, and then in here, I don't get any errors for that. Wait, what aren't you giving me trouble for? Alright. This. Then this. Then I just show the sorted array, and then I just do this. Alright. So then I initialize the array, then I do the algorithms. Index dot loop. So that I can loop between these things. I do my window. I do this. Then I have my vector. Do I have my vector in here? I guess I do have it. Alright, and then I should do index plus plus. Plus plus, yeah, that's not what I want. I should do index equals algorithms dot size. Size. Alright. And then, you know, I do -1 probably. Alright, and then this will be minus minus, so I'm going back, and then I should have something like vector, oh sorry, algorithms dot delete element from vector C++. Erase position, erase instead. But I want a erase my vector dot begin +5. Alright, so I could do erase index right now. What do you mean? Oh. What do you mean? What I have to pass in this one? The 6th element. Push back. Can I say pop back? Pop. Alright, you're pissing me out now. Algorithms dot pop back. Too many arguments to call. What are you? So pop back. Vector pop back. Does this delete the last element? Last element in the vector. Alright, there we go. So instead of calling the algorithm the loop function, which I can get rid of you. Boom. And I don't need to go in here. I can call the algorithm state manager, which takes a window as well as a renderer, and that's about it, right? You're very right indeed. Not to find this, which I guess I need to do. And clear keywords not used directly. You're also right about that. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I actually had it right there. How? Why is it doing selection sort? And now it's doing search and sort. Won't you do it again? If you do it again, I have to fix that. And now it's doing bubble sort. Alright, chill out. How does that work? Bubble short, selection short, insertion short. You know what I mean? I don't know why I did that one first. You should do insertion, then selection, the bubble short. I may be a little crazy actually, let me fix that real quick. I do not want to initialize my array once this is done. Visual. You're doing selection short, which should not be happening. You know what I mean? Tell me this does not look nice. Just tell me this is beautiful. This is art right here. And then it does bubble short. So it does bubble short, insertion short, selection short. Wait, what? Wait, that's probably the name. That's because I have not set the name, or I have not changed the name on this one. You're right. Yeah, I need to do insertion short. Dude, I hate when stuff like this happen. Okay, now it's insertion. And then it starts doing this. You know, I just love it when this works out, you know? This is the reason why I do this. Alright, can I do like things like updating the text, for example, on different threads? I don't know. Let's just say algorithm state manager implemented successfully, you know? Alright, actually let me check if this one. Also remember the project, well, the project that I had to do for college, this one. So now I have the second delivery. So this was kind of the first one, and the second one is just working on this. Like, so this is like the starting point, and the second one is the first delivery. And I have to do a couple of things, such as shared memory, kind of working with buffers to update a file based on what's on the shared memory, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it does look really fun, honestly. But yeah, well, 12 hours ago, yeah, it was this morning actually that I did it. But yeah, so probably, maybe not over the next few days, but in a few weeks I'll be working on this quite heavily. The delivery is on the 19th of May, which I cannot really access on this menu right here, but not that you should care about it, but just that I'll let you know. Okay, so back in here, I want to do a little something. Algorithm state manager. Okay, swaps. Algorithm state manager to the list of something. I can go and say, well, let me just set it right here. This is done. Boom. I have text for information like swaps, array accesses, and such. How look on how to clear text when you want to render new text. My guess on this one. Wait, there's a semicolon on this one. Okay, my guess on this. Whoa. Okay. My guess on this thing. Actually, let me cancel. Then maybe I can go into the readme. My guess on this thing is that because I was using a Surface, it would update. It would just update instead of clearing and then updating, sort of rendering everything again. Because on Surface I have to clear everything and then re-render everything. I guess in case, whenever I call it clear, it'll clear the entire surface. And that will also include the text. Maybe, I don't know. I might just be going crazy. But that is just the intuition that I have. Like I said, I have no idea how to do that, but Alright, then I have to do sound as well. Which I don't want to do because it gave me so many problems, but I guess it works fine. Do I call this anywhere? Algorithms, push back, init objects. Still, just call it X. Okay, it wasn't this one that I wanted. It was void X. It's my own function. Actually, let me just. Then I go in here and I can do. Stio. Sorry. Quit. Quit as the out. Do I have to freeze the surface? Free renderer SDO or something like that. Destroy renderer. Alright. So then I should do SDO destroy renderer. Alright. Destroy window? Is there any destroy window? Destroy window SDL. Destroy window. There is a destroy window. Destroy window. It destroys a window, pretty self-explanatory. Destroy window. It takes a window as an argument. Right, then I have to, delete insertion short. I have to delete bubble short. I have to delete selection short. Then I have to delete insertion short. And to be honest, I think that should be it. Yet I have no idea. Should I do something like delete a vector, free memory from vector? C++, I don't know if it does it automatically. How to clear vector in C++. Vector elements, swap elements. I guess I could do something like, where am I? Here. Well, if it's just gonna be deleted, then that's it. I don't have to worry about this whole thing, right? Alright, whoa, whoa, okay. Which has known virtual destructor micros undefined behavior. I truly hope this was not gonna happen, but it has happened. Okay, so back in this project, header had that HPP, and then I had this beautiful thing right here, which was implemented right here. And I just need to change that for algorithm. There we go. Now it's done. I mean, I guess I could also set a specific amount or the vector on each algorithm so that when it does the initialize array, it initializes the array to the amount that is specified on the algorithm. So like, for example, it's search and sort on like 300 elements is gonna be way too fast. So maybe I can set, I don't know, 1,000 elements. Whereas in bubble sort, I might need a lower amount of elements. That could be something crazy. Whoa, what? What do you mean core dumped? Listen, you don't dump my core whenever you say so, alright? Index, is there gonna be a problem here? I mean, there shouldn't be any problems with the... Maybe there be... I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I'm trying to access a algorithm position which does not belong. I don't care. I honestly have no idea about that, but yeah. Whoa. Alright, so let me just update the README. Alright. Maybe implement amount as an attribute for the algorithm class. So each algorithm has a unique amount given their differences in speed. Git commit updated README once again. Origin main. Alright, I think that's gonna be about it. Almost 40 minutes. I think that's pretty good, So yeah. See you guys tomorrow.